Let's kick it old school!
Yeah!
Old school essentials. The further adventures of the Thunderous Fury.
All right, it is the Further Adventures of the Thunderous Fury, session 66. Time for the recap without the bard. Dun, dun, dun. I believe the session began with, we caught up with Basil Wessex, who found himself in the basement of House Ogsbody for some reason. And he was having a vision talking to the dockmaster, and the dockmaster was giving him information about some strange person who had embers on his forehead, and he looked like a dwarf, and he had hired some of the dock workers, and he was coming looking for them and they were tracking them because somebody, he said, in the party had some sort of mark or tattoo that they were able to follow. Also, it was the commodious first class, which got Basil Wessex very excited, and then realized it was the red-headed woman who was the hag, and then she changed immediately back to the dockmaster and said, "I let you win. And now that's 2 you owe me." And I believe we had the fight. Clintok said, "Stop thief," and ran out to get the person who stole Lady Amore's necklace. And that's when the shrubs animated. I know Karn destroyed at least 1 or 2 of them. And John Tor did the sleep spell and knocked out the thieves, the bandits who were outside, and knocked out some of the shrubs. We were able to capture the thief who was, I believe, a painter. Claimed he was some sort of painter. And he had a necklace that Ogsbody took, but eventually Clintok got it. And yeah, it was Lord Meyer, he called himself. Lemire. And one of the thieves got away. Zofan was showing up. He drank a lot of fizzy beer, and he was wearing a vest from House Cobsworth. And of course, Ogsbody, as soon as he saw this, was very skeptical that maybe part of Clintok's retinue had been involved, but you assured him that was, you didn't do anything like that. And he went in, and Karn took the prisoners back to Hilda Harrimore, which they will spend 30 days helping with the fortifications of the place. And that's when Basil Wilberforce went through some of the house. He did not get on the dais that apparently teleported Ogsbody to somewhere, but he did end up down below and found the Ruth Goldberg machine, the ledger book, which he dumped all the laxative into his drink, and the guy had to go run behind the barrels, which apparently other people do as well. And he was detained and actually had to use a hustle point to actually remove the item, but got the green liquid in some kind of graduated beaker and got it to Worm Spittle, who was very happy to get it. He said that he probably would have to reverse engineer it. It was probably enchanted, but thanked you greatly. You got your gems back, and he grabbed 1 of everything. So you got like various fungi and herbs in a sack he just let you, he picked 1 and just handed it to you, and you got out of there. Then it was discovered later that the item had been stolen, and Ogsbody was very upset. He locked the front door, and of course he'd been drinking heavily, and Clintok was then in charge to find the thief, and I believe Orion was playing some sort of song and charmed a couple people or made them think that they had something to do with it. So one of them tried to jump out the window and run, which they did capture. So you were able to leave that night. Some folks were drinking heavily. That would have been Felix and Zofan, who the next day woke up in some strange place, each wearing a vest with 1 item in their hand near a body of water with a black obelisk in the middle. And the other group woke up at the Clashed Antler and Sir Rickon woken them up, and he had deposited the 2,000 gold pieces for saving Violet Harrimore. And that you were invited to Harrimore Keep, to be honored there. And you all smoked some Old Dobie to try to figure out where they were. You got the visions of basically the scene that Felix and Zofan had. It was, near a body of water, and there was some grass, and there was a black obelisk. There was the spectral woman was in the water. Felix jumped in the water. He did not fall asleep, luckily. And she said that she told you something. What did she tell you? She said something must be restored.
Remember, it was the staff of something or other?
Yeah, some staff had to be restored. She was trapped there. You swam to the Black Obelisk, and it was strange writing. And you're like, I need to get the bard over here because he can probably read all this stuff because I can't read it.
The staff of the apostate, the apostle,
Yeah, it might have been the staff of the apostle.
must be restored by the druid. He is everywhere.
I don't think it, I don't, she said it had to be restored. When you guys were investigating the obelisk and had all the writing, and when you came up to the obelisk, it was like drizzly and cold, but as Felix swam up to it, he realized it was really like warm, and the temperature and everything sort of changed mysteriously. And then she warned you that the Droon were coming. And that's when 4 or 5 brambles came through. You guys were hiding, and the brambles came through and looked around. Well, then 2 Droon showed up. One had a crown of antlers. The other one had like a featureless mask. And they fished out a wet, studded leather helmet out of the water. And then they fished out Felix's shield, and they just left them there. They stayed for like 30 minutes and then finally left. And I believe that is where we stopped.
Yeah.
Yes. And she said the staff of the apostle must be restored. And her sect was long ago. And she did say something about like her sect was like nearby, like the old remnants of the Gyri sect was nearby. Well, let's see, Karn would still be at the keep because he's been, helping with the soldiers and probably making sure that these bandits that were caught last night are working and telling them the good word of Cuthbert. And so, Clintok and Basil Wilberforce are back at the Clash Antler. So
He's hoping that maybe 1 or 2 will respond to the word of Cuthbert.
is this how you get your retainer?
Clintok is going to go about retrieving the cart with the bell.
Okay, you can do that.
Basil finally doesn't have a hangover.
Correct. Yeah, you feel a lot better today.
He's got some pep in his step,
Yes.
money in his pocket.
All right, let's see. Wes, give me a D12 roll.
Yep. 3.
Okay. All right. Could have been a lot worse. This is a roll that I probably should make, but you guys make it that way. It's recorded. I mean, Karn, if you're serious about getting a retainer, if you roll high enough on a roll, one of these guys may join you. Who knows? You may,
Preaching the tough word of Cuthbert about how for every round peg there's a square hole to pound it through, and even the worst of us can be corrected by a good rap on the head with a heavy enough stick. But following the path of Cuthbert is such a rewarding experience, forsaking the pleasures of the flesh and dedicating yourself to helping others and being good and all the good tripe. Yeah, he's selling it hard. Perhaps this is a way to redeem yourselves from the inequities that you have recently found yourselves on, because surely this isn't the path that your mother would have chosen for you, right? Wouldn't she be so upset to see you in these chains and laboring as punishment for trying to steal from honest breweries? And
so give me a 2d6 roll.
a 2d6 roll.
Okay. And however we'll see how that goes for the first one.
I got a 6 and a 1.
7.
And
So
Karn-
the first guy is kind of like, he's sort of indifferent and he goes back to his labors. I will let you roll again for the next one.
he gets a 1 for charisma, a +1 for charisma.
So that would have been what, a 7?
8.
8? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He just kind of, he's like, okay, I think he finds something else to do. He walks away. The other 2 seem to be listening to you. So I'll let you roll again.
Okay.
2d6.
There he goes. The disappointment to his mother. What about the 2 of them? A 4 and a 4 is 8 + 1 is 9.
One looks at you shaking his head like he waits for the other one to sort of walk away, and he says, look, I hear what you're saying. I think that there's definitely a path for me, that the one I'm on is obviously not the one I need to be on. I think that you seem to know what you're doing. I think if this Cuthbert can get me, my mother would be very disappointed if she knew I was here breaking big rocks into little rocks.
I mean, it is good work, though. It's good to be doing physical labor that helps the community around you, but you should be doing it on a volunteer basis, not being forced to pay for your sins. But perhaps I can talk to those here at the end of the day today and see if they'll release you into my recognizance. I think I'm misusing that word badly, but says, go ahead and join the others in today's labors, and we shall see what we can do. But this is a hard road that you will walk. There's a lot that you must give up, but the rewards are worth it, especially when you consider the eternal rewards in the afterlife.
On that note, he kind of stares at you with a long look like, okay. And then he kind of looks over to the rest to his friends who are they kind of look over, and he says, oh, okay, just don't tell anyone. And he shuffles off to help them with the big rocks to make little rocks.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, yeah, if you want to talk to Hilda Harrimore or whatever, she would probably see if you can grant his release or into your custody. Clintok, you the bell back over to the Church of Saint Waylaine. And the Reverend, she sees you come in, as there's a couple people in here praying next to the statue. It's a bronze statue and with 7 arms, each bearing an axe. So she says, she sees you come in eagerly. Oh, good morning. How are you?
I am doing quite fantastic this morning. Well, except for the kerfuffle that you've probably heard about. The whole town has probably heard about. There was a wild and extravagant party last night at one of the brew houses.
Ogsbody's, I believe, yes.
Things just got a little bit out of control. There were some topiaries that came alive and had to cut them down. I didn't think that I was going to take up landscaping, but so be it.
Yes. Mr. Ogsbody was in here early praying to to St. Waylaine. He looked in great distress. But I'm sure you're not here about that. I believe you have brought the bell from the Church of St. Clewyd.
Yes. I think it will be a wonderful adornment to your temple.
She kind of steps outside and looks, at the bell. Yes, I've already reserved a spot here for it. It will be taken care of and looked after, and everyone will get to enjoy it. I did hear that the fire damaged most of the bell tower that the Crookhorns had set, I'm told, but hopefully some of the soldiers will go by there and we will secure the old ruined abbey and not allow any more of destruction to that sacred place. But, your gift. She turns and walks back into a room, comes back, and in a wooden box, she opens it. Inside, sitting in, what would you say, like purple cloth, is a hatchet. Inscribed on it are various runes, and she hands it to you and she says, for your services, I give you this.
A fitting and just reward. Thank you very much. May you have a blessed day, Reverend Mother.
Oh, thank you. I will.
Before I leave, though, might I inquire as to the special properties of said item, if there are any?
Oh, yes. So basically it's a +1 magical hatchet. So 1d4 plus attack and damage. It will cut any type of wood.
Oh, interesting.
And if you use the blunt end and strike somebody with it, you can cast a whole person.
Oh.
But you have to hit them with the blunt end.
Is there a penalty to strike with the blunt end?
Nope.
All right. And how many times per day can I cast?
3 times.
3 times?
Yeah. That is the blessing of St. Waylaine.
Nice.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Reverend Mother. I'll bid you do. And then I proceed to walk out.
Yeah, she has some of her clergy come out and they start discussing how they're going to get this bell into the church and how they're going to set it up and everything. Whole person. There it is. 3rd level spell. There we go. That's pretty good.
Wow. Way good.
1 turn per level.
It's pretty nice. So it's cast as a 3rd level. So that's 3 turns. So that's 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's 1 turn per level as in the caster.
Okay. Person doing the hit.
Yeah.
Extra power.
All right. So you've received your hatchet, which just takes up 1 slot. I mean, it's Karn has tried to recruit one of these bandits. Jeremiah is his name.
Jeremiah. But he's
Call me
not
the
a
bullfrog.
Nice.
Okay.
So what do you guys plan on doing?
Do we want to deal with Felix today or wait until next session? I'm fine either way.
We'll hold off for right now. That's fine.
I'll go visit Ogsbody. I'll head back and see if Basil wants to come with me.
Okay.
Basil Wilberforce? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's down. He wants to see this. If nothing else, he wants to just go along and try to learn a few things about tricking people.
All right. So yeah, you head back up to Ogsbody's around noon.
All right.
the gate. You see there's two security guys there standing there. They recognize Clintok from his attire. I believe his beret and his jacket, and they welcome you in. The front yard is a disaster. There's just like leaves and branches and twigs everywhere.
Yeah.
One of the servants is trying to like clean it up. The red carpet has not been rolled up, and it's looks like somebody's thrown up on it. Somebody's trying to clean it. And you walk in, the front doors are open for you, and that table is there, empty plates and cups. Some servants are picking things up, and Ogsbody is like laying on the table itself, sleeping, snoring loudly. One of the servants wakes him up, and his the chains rattle on the table as he gets up, his jacket.
I say, you should have let the man rest. He clearly needs to sleep.
Lord Clintok, apologize for he starts to like straighten up. I apologize for the state it was a trying night. I'm so sorry.
Apologize for interrupting. I clearly came too soon.
Have you tracked down this thief?
I mean, I think we know who it is. I think the real course of action. And before we start talking business, how about some breakfast? Maybe an ale or two.
Oh, yes. That's what I need. He reaches down, looks down at his mink fur coat, shakes off some of the cake that he was laying in, and not bad the next day. And he calls the servant. He moves some of the empty plates and stuff out of the way. The servants come over and bring some chairs and a couple mugs of some ale, some good Ogsbody ale. Yes,
it's a fine libation.
Yes, it is.
You gotta fight the dog that bit you right back.
Yes. I was, of course, at the church early, praying to St. Waylaine, maybe some guidance in finding this. We should be fine, at least for a foreseeable future, but after that, I don't want to run short on the drinks for the town, and definitely affect our revenues, that's for sure.
Well, I think the first thing we should do is we should go back to the scene of the crime and just take in exactly how the thief committed this act, and from there.
That's a good idea, yeah. He reaches over and grabs a handful of that cake that's just sitting there and starts eating it. And he kind of offers you guys some. The raspberry cake's still good.
From there, we can look for any incriminating evidence that the thief might have left behind.
Yes. And who was this retinue did you bring along here? I don't remember him specifically.
Oh, no, this is just one of my associates, Basil here. Basil Wilberforce. He is a very dexterous man.
Oh, you're a dancer.
And I swallow a piece of cake and burp and go, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yes. And he picks up a plate and puts some of the pieces of pumpkin on there and scoops out what's left of the spinach pie that's been sitting out all night. Kind of takes a cup and just puts it on a plate. Let's head over. He shakes off some more of the cake that has gotten on his mink fur coat. He opens the double doors, and inside you see to your right is a dais, and then there's the lift, and there's some barrels there. So you get on the lift, it cranks down, and he goes down in there, and he walks over, and you just see this. It's like a maze, and you go through, and God, we're still working on that. I don't know what that smell is. And he calls over one of the workers down here. See about getting some sawdust or something. Whatever that stench. And then
you just holds his nose very animatedly and says, "What is that foul odor, and who left it?"
I don't know. Something I think crawled up there and died.
Yeah, I'm catching a whiff of something here.
Fortunately,
you've had dysentery.
I hope not. As he takes some more bite of his spinach pie. No, he comes over to a stool, and there's nobody there, and it's this weird, like I said, like a Goldberg machine, and then you can see that there's a piece completely missing. He's like, kept a ledger here, and there was an item right there, as you can see, it's gone.
Mind me telling me what this missing item?
Oh yeah, it's a beaker, a graduated cylinder that fits in there. It holds the secret ingredient.
Is the secret ingredient something only you can procure?
No.
To the point, does anybody know about the existence of this secret ingredient? Maybe not necessarily for brewing, just in general.
Oh, they shouldn't. But now there's no telling. I mean, who knows who has it?
Do you know if it has any other purposes outside of brewing this fine ale of yours?
Not that
And he
I'm aware
quaffs a
of.
large gulp from a stein.
You said arranging for purchasing this item. I think you said that we would create a ruse, offer
Yes.
whoever had this in a substantial gold amount, and
Yes,
you would
so-
be able to try to get this back.
I suspect the person that could use such an item, this ingredient of yours, is not the person that has stolen it from you.
Very astute. I would say so myself.
So they'll likely be turning that in for some sort of monetary gain. So what I'm going to suggest, I ask around to find where the underbelly of this city is.
I can name 6 brew houses.
Do you remind me? There are only 7 brew houses in the city. Okay. And who wallows around in the filth the most?
Oh, boy, that would be. They're all equally suspect. Let's see.
Well, fair enough. I think the best course of action, though, as we put out through the seedier element, that we're willing to pay for this. We know it's gone missing, and whatever is being currently offered will double it. Now, mind you, your name will stay completely out of this. I will be the one procuring it. I'm an outsider, out of town. I have no allegiances.
Yeah, yes. I mean, this is certainly an embarrassment to me. I cannot let this get out, but hopefully, if we act quick enough, it will not be passed along too much. Paul, give me a D6, D8 roll.
A 2.
Okay. Aye.
Wilberforce has thoughts.
House has Halthwidden. They are the ones. That's where the underbelly lies.
House, what was it?
Halthwidden.
Halthwidden. All right, gotcha. Well, I guess I know where I'm visiting this afternoon. But once we arrange for this deal, we'll have the thief red-handed or an acquaintance of said thief. And at that point in time, you can do what you want with him as you see fit. And assuming they still have your secret ingredient, you will have it back. Otherwise, myself and my retinue would be happy for a fee to track down and also get the information, because let's face it, I don't want you to dirty your hands torturing anyone for information.
No.
And while it is not something I endeavor to do, I am capable.
He's very capable.
So for a fee, of course, yes. What is your fee?
Well, I do generally find money to be the thing that is most valuable. But as we are new in town, credibility is much more valuable. So what I ask is that you create either an opportunity for me and my retinue to find better accommodations, or you make an introduction to is there a mayor of the city? Sorry.
Let's see.
If it's like a mayor or a council or what have you.
Basically is the elevated council of brewmasters. They are the day-to-day running of Prigwort as representatives of Lady Harrowmore. So sort of Lady Harrowmore is sort of like the ruler of this area.
Well, I would like to bend Lady Harrowmore's ear by your letter.
Yes.
But I also ask that should the opportunity arise and the necessity of such a thing, that I ask that I may ask you to vote a certain way on the council, if so need be.
I
I
can
will put a
certainly
limit on that. I will say for 3 votes.
3 votes. You need 3 votes on the council.
3 of your votes whenever I ask of it.
Yeah. He rubs his head. Oh, just some of that cake on his hand. Oh, yeah. 3 votes it is, Lord Clintok. If you can, I will give you a letter of introduction to Lady Harrowmore, which I asked you just keep this in utter secrecy and confidentiality. If this gets out into the houses have found out that this has been stolen, they will most certainly try to either acquire it or slander me is what has happened.
Yes, most naturally. Now, should word get out, I will make sure that it appears that you are not the only one crime has been committed against. That way it doesn't look unseemly that you have been the only one who has been.
Yeah, so make sure you speak with that Karn Stone, and maybe those bandits who were apprehended, maybe they have some information. They know who perpetrated. Obviously, it was a distraction designed to for whoever it was to get down there and take it.
Absolutely. Can we continue surveying the area, looking for information, if you don't mind?
Yeah, if you wish to survey the area, yes.
And I know you have many busy things to attend to, so if nothing else, you probably need some more rest. We
Yes,
can
sir.
find our way out if you'd like.
Oh, yes. Let me see and one of his servants comes over and says, Lord Ogsbody, he says, have you dealt with that? I still smell that, whatever that smell. Sir, my apologies, but we have summoned a cleric. Oh, okay. Yes, I do need to get my rest. I apologize. I thank you, Lord Clintok. Your work here has been exemplary. I hope that, again, utter secrecy is the utmost at this time.
You have it.
Secrecy about what?
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. He turns and begins to make his way through the barrels. And what cleric? What are you here? What are you talking about? Oh my God! And he leaves. And faintly in the distance, you can hear the crank of the lift go up.
Now I'm going to just explore around for anything that might be valuable or useful to myself, since we're down here presumably alone, or at least without many people down here.
Yeah, there's barrels of beer.
Okay.
There's the Ruth Goldberg machine, which maybe another part on here could be valuable, but it's, that'd probably be suspect as well. So yeah, there's not much in this area.
Can I just investigate and see if I can find anything that the thief might have left behind?
If you take your time and search, you don't have to roll. You don't find anything that he's left behind.
I don't think you want to look too closely, my friend. Perhaps when we're somewhere else, I can fill you in on a few details that I've been able to, unearth.
Well, I will be happy to hear them. And then he winks at Basil. And then we head back to the lift. I don't think I'm intelligent enough to.
Well, I mean, you're up there and you can say, hey, lower the lift.
Oh, no. I was going to say
okay.
Sabotage the Rube Goldberg machine.
Okay.
So I will not do such a thing. But yes, I'll just go back to the lift.
Okay, yeah, they let you up and you're in that room with the dais and the barrels and the double doors.
Is there anything odd about the dais?
I mean, you would guess it's magical. I mean, you've been around long enough to know that it's probably a magical dais.
I saw people teleporting from it, right?
You saw Ogsbody step on it and vanish.
Yeah, I relay that. I saw him. He couldn't see me, but I could see him, and he stepped on that and he disappeared. And I thought about following, but then I thought, no, I'm just going to get out of here.
Well, I see no one else around. Shall we see where it goes?
The guy who operates the lift is there.
Oh, okay. Is there any way I can appear to stumble onto the dais?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I will attempt to do that.
Yeah, you can do that. You stumble onto the dais. It's like, oh, whoa, hey, be careful. Nothing happens.
Oh, okay.
Watch your step there.
Ooh, I clearly had too much to drink last night.
Maybe a little more today.
Yeah, everybody did. You need to speak with Ogsbody again?
Oh, no. I think we're fine. Although, actually, now that I think of it, the thief may have left evidence outside of the scene of the crime. So if you don't mind, could you give us a tour of the house?
He kind of looks around and he's like, I operate this lift, but let's see. Of the absence of somebody telling me what to do. Yes, I can do that. I think Lord Clintok it is, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Indeed, that's.
So he steps away from the lift. Oh, my name?
Yeah.
Sherman.
Oh, well, pleasure to meet you, Sherman. And we deeply appreciate you giving us the tour. We wouldn't want to interrupt Ogsbody. He clearly has more important things.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, step away from the dais there. You don't want him teleporting back and landing on you. That probably wouldn't be a good sight.
Teleport.
Yeah. Did I say that? Yeah, it's a private room.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
But sure. Well, where do you want to go first?
I wonder if perhaps a thief could have come in and left through that route.
No, I don't think so. I mean, Ogsbody is the only one that can activate it, as far as I know.
How is such a thing possible?
I don't know. I've seen it a bunch of times. I don't know how he does it. He doesn't strike me as like the magic type, but
Well, maybe as a item of some sort that he has to use as a key.
I think it's those Asperis green knee-high boots he wears. I think there's something magical about them. I don't see anybody else wearing them around town. They're probably enchanted.
Yeah, I don't suspect the thief managed to heist his boots and then return him to his feet unnoticed.
I mean, they'll go to any lengths to steal stuff to get an advantage. That wouldn't surprise me.
Well, Ogsbody is probably sleeping in his private quarters currently, but could we see the rest of the the rooms that the normal house guests would not be allowed in.
Okay, so he takes you out of that room and into the large room that you've already seen. He's like, yeah, this is the, with the table and the quiet room that you were in with the sofa, and he takes you into the where the chamber pot was, and then he takes you upstairs and to like the servants area and where they stay, and the kitchen, and then you go upstairs and then down some stairs where there's a large cooking area where they're all, cleaning up everything, and then down like into almost like a basement where the servants sort of stay in like a basement quarters where there's bunk beds and stuff like that. And he takes you outside up to like there's like a wrought iron fence that goes around in the front, and he goes up to some of the bars. It doesn't, and he kind of moves it a certain way and it opens. So it's not an obvious door. So he takes you around the side to like another small little building, and he says that's where the security stay. And he walks over there and kind of opens the door, looks in, and there's a couple guys sleeping. Like, hey, close the door, letting light in.
That must have been the night shift.
He said, you've pretty much seen it. I think you've been downstairs. That's pretty much it.
Is there any way into the courtyard without going through the main gate?
He says, well, yeah, the side entrance here, this that he shows you. So think of like if you were to have a front yard, it's like fenced in, and he went to like the side of it and opened it out.
And is this normally under lock and key or just guarded?
Oh, it's the front entrance is normally guarded, but there's the guards usually, we don't have anybody, out points beyond, like there's some trees and stuff probably where the property ends. He's like, we don't have anybody patrolling out there, but that could change, of course.
Well, yes. You should probably do that. That's what I would advise, but what am I? I'm merely Lord. Well, anyways, thank you for the wonderful tour. I've seen no evidence of our thief. It is yet unclear how he arrived at this location unseen, but we will make the best of it. I have other things to investigate. I will return.
Very good. He seems very satisfied that he was able to give you a tour. And
oh, I also hand him a gold piece.
oh, he says, thank you. And he bows and heads back in and leaves you out there in the front where there's a couple security guards, and the one guy picking up one of the servants is collecting all the destroyed shrubbery as a cleric in white robes passes you.
Well, head out and head to Halthwidden.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way, I pull up to a private spot and I tell him, I'm pretty sure I know where we can find the secret ingredient itself that was stolen, but we probably don't want to let them see me or my face there.
Interesting. Well, we were only ever going to find a patsy anyways.
Exactly. Like we could just, I don't know, we could take it from there and put it on a patsy, because if the person who is in control of it, in possession of it now, was caught with it, he might be persuaded to name who he got it from. And I would really prefer that he wasn't able to do that.
Oh, no. We are going to frame the tailor.
Okay.
Far too much for these clothes.
And I tell him, about the place where I took it to, but I don't actually come right out and say I took it there. I just happen to know that this is where it was last night.
Gotcha.
I never admit, the incriminating details, but I'm sure you're smart enough to figure it out.
Yes. And now that you mention it, we should visit the tailor first, or at least his home.
Oh, okay. What are you thinking?
Procuring some physical evidence that we can plant at the scene of the crime.
Oh, you point, I'll take, or I'll just sit back and watch.
Fair enough. Head to the tailor to see if he's in or if he is currently back at
the Wrinkled Medlar.
Yeah, the Wrinkled Medlar.
Yeah, his door is closed and his little box is stuffed with various requests.
How long before he supposedly comes back?
It's unknown.
Okay.
What time he will be back in.
All right. I'm going to sift through his requests again. Is there any requests that seem like they would be of actual priority, like where he would care at all that this person requests?
No, they're all looks like they're old, like weathered and worn.
Gotcha.
It's almost like somebody had picked him up from someone who had scattered them on the ground and stuffed them back in.
Well, Basil, would you like to play lookout or would you like to play burglar?
Who's the better burglar?
I think you might be slightly higher level than me.
Level 6.
Yeah, I'm only level 5. So if I can stay as lookout, if you might go in and say, find some items that only a tailor would have, maybe some shears and measuring tape, something we can leave as obvious evidence at a crime scene.
Oh, very well. I think I could do that. Where do you think the best place to find that is?
Yeah, I don't know. He probably has a desk of some sort.
You'll run some distraction and look out.
Oh yes, I will be his lookout here and run interference. If it comes to it, you will hear a signal and it will be obvious.
Okay, I'll do it. I'm probably a little bit too anxious.
All right.
I'm probably going to leave my backpack with some of my stuff in it. Some, just take the absolute necessities. Probably my lock picks and some rope. I don't even know if I need rope. Is it on the first floor or second floor?
It's on the first floor. So if there's a door with like a mailbox, like you said, that's stuffed with some stuff people requested, of course, he doesn't seem to pay attention to. And if you just try to like mess with the door, you realize it's unlocked. It's a wood door.
So I'll head inside. I'll try to go inside as quietly and
Okay.
without.
It's just like a
looking
long, so you walk in, it's just a hallway that's got like a coat rack on it, and there's like a cloak sitting there and like a derby hat. And on the door of the entrance, it says, Brandybiles by appointment only. Member of the esteemed guild of tailors, rogues beware. Affiliate of the Shadow House, Castle Brackenwold.
Does that mean anything to me at all?
Nope, you're not from here.
Nope. Don't know anything about it. Although I get the idea that he may be attached or something underground, maybe. I listen very carefully for a minute to see if I can hear anybody like servants or anything moving about.
Nope.
I don't hear anything. So I'm going to try to move very quietly and search.
Okay, there's a door in front of you.
I
So
will check to see if
that is locked.
I will try to pick that lock.
Yes.
All right, open locks. Oh, I've only got a 45% chance. See, I don't know if my yellow D100s roll low or not, but let's find out. I know the D20 in the yellow rolls low. Nope, I rolled 80. I think that's an 80.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled 80.
You do have a hustle point.
Is this the only door?
This is the only door, yeah. You entered the place. It's like a short little hallway, and then there's another door. It's got that plaque on it, and this is the entrance.
Okay, I'll use a hustle point. Damn it. Let's try some different ones, because those obviously weren't doing me any good. Let's see how the red ones do. 14.
All right. It opens up into a large area that's got like racks of clothes and let's see, a lot of cloth, and there's like small tables, and there's like mannequins that have various outfits sitting on them, and there are candles lit throughout the establishment as well.
They're lit.
They are lit candles.
Somebody expects to be back soon. I looked for his workstation. What would be a workstation?
I mean, you come across a desk that has like a pair of shears and like a rolled up measuring tape and maybe a simple drawing, a sketch of like a cloak,
The tape?
You take the tape, give me save versus spells.
Oh, great. That's a 12. And my save versus spells is a 13. So I made it.
You got to roll over.
But you had to roll over under the. Oh, well, then I didn't make it.
All right. So as you go to pick up that, you are transformed into a hog. You are now on all fours, oinking around.
All right. How about my brain power?
Yeah, we'll say that, you have the sense of Basil Wilberforce. You're just in hog form.
I'm going to try to go out the door.
All right. Yeah. You get out the door and head back.
And I start nuzzling at my friend's hand.
I look down and I say, this is most unfortunate, but I noticed that you've come back empty snouted. Go back in there and get something. You can't be changed into something else.
I go back in and I pick up the drawing
Okay.
in my mouth.
All right. Okay. I'll go with that. Yeah.
And I run it back out.
Okay.
This will do nicely, but we need 2 things for this plan to work. So I hate to ask again.
I just look at him. I'm like,
I promise I will give you access to a good mud bath until we get you back to your normal form.
I run in and I'll try to grab the tape too.
Okay. We'll say that happens. It takes a little bit, but yeah, you get back. Let's see. Wes, give me a D6 roll.
4.
Okay. All right, you come back with the tape.
Now, first, we're gonna make a circuitous route back to the park that we strolled around. I strolled around previously,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try and find a good place to stash the fake evidence, someplace that is non-obvious that like somebody would just like randomly happen upon.
Okay. So you're going back to where there was that statue with the benches and stuff like that. The Earl's Court. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
I'm just gonna find a place to stash that evidence away.
Okay. All right. That sounds good.
If I absolutely have to, I will attempt to like bury it somewhere, but hopefully I don't have to resort to that.
Okay. Now there's enough little nooks and stuff in here that you can kind of I mean, yeah, it's a piece of paper and some rolled tape. Yeah, you could like stuff it under one of the like near one of the benches where maybe there's like a hole.
Okay. And then I will head to, I guess, the Church of St. Waylaine. That's the only church around here that I might be able to find a cleric to undo this nonsense.
Okay. So yeah, you carry and you've got all of Basil's stuff that he left.
Oh yes, I will, if necessary, assuming I don't know how the transformation works exactly. If all of the stuff that Basil had with him like fell off when he went into hog form, then I would definitely retrieve all of
Yeah,
his
yeah. You've got all the stuff that he was carrying, yeah, because it fell off.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here.
I mean, he left most everything. I guess he would have had his dagger with him. So yeah, I might want to get that.
Oh, so you had to
Basil
the
the
church.
Like as I get close to the church, I will pick up the pace and I will. How big of a hog is? Can I carry him easily?
Yeah, I'll say yeah, you can pick him up. Yeah.
Okay, my strength is 13, so
Yeah. Okay.
Terrible. All right. So I pick up Basil and I pick up pace as soon as I get in like sight of the church. I hurry into like up to the doors. Or is there like an attendant / like person at the doors greeting people? Or is everybody's inside?
Yeah, everybody's inside.
Okay, I attempt to just like rush into the doors and like burst them forth in like a dramatic manner.
Okay, yeah, you go into the interior and there's the white marble pillars and of course the statue of Saint Waylaine. There's a couple people in here praying, and to like the right side, like roped with like some like red velvet rope that they put around the bell, and they're just kind of there's the Reverend Mother and a couple of her retinue or clerics there. Yeah, they're all like looking. It's like, yeah, you wouldn't believe I got called to Ogsbody to do. Oh yeah, really? Oh yeah. They're all just chatting. They see you come in holding a hog.
Basil's squirming and kind of struggling and fighting because he's actually not sure if this is a good idea, but he can't speak.
He says, quickly, something happened. Last night, my friend drank too much, and I found him in a pile of his clothes in the bed, transformed into this thing. I need the cleric's help.
Oh, so the Reverend Mother looks, Lord Clintok. Oh, I see.
He's been drugged or poisoned or cursed. I know not what has happened. I'm sure if you could possibly restore him, I'd happily pay you whatever it may be. I'm sure he can tell us more details once he's back in his human form.
So you say this person was out drinking last night, carousing, and
Yeah, you can't keep them indoors. They go out on their own.
You're talking about the pig or your friend?
Oh, well, I presume the pigs as well, but no, I'm referring to my friend. He's quite the cavorter.
They all kind of like a couple of the clerics kind of whisper to each other, but you have no idea where he was.
No, I had a quiet night with a bottle of wine in my room, just thinking over our next steps.
Quiet night. Well, has he been near the tailor's, perhaps?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, we were there yesterday, but I know not what happened over the night.
Well, we have seen this before.
Oh, yes?
Usually it is those who try to steal from the tailor. As you see, that I believe he has put a curse on the place. He is an affiliate with the House of Shadow.
Oh, I assure you, my compatriot here would never deign to steal.
Well,
Clearly, when we have friends like Karn Stone, we're above that kind of behavior.
So the Reverend Mother just kind of, it's unfortunate. Well, this is certainly no way to be. Then let's see if she can remove this curse.
I will give you a most generous gift.
She kind of looks over at the bell. She's like, well, let's transform him back. And the clerics go and prepare some candles, and they get like some beads and they start doing some prayers, and it takes about 15-20 minutes, and then when their ceremony is done, Basil Wilberforce transforms back into Basil Wilberforce.
I heard what you said about the tailor. It was him in the park last night, leaving the party.
What happened?
I left the party and then I turned around to go back because I thought I'd lost my fez. And I saw the tailor coming outside while people were fighting, and I helped my friends in the fight. And then when I turned around to go looking for my fez, I ran across the tailor in the park, and he said, "Oh, here you go." And then the next thing I knew, I woke up and I was a pig.
That's quite a tale.
But he made me such wonderful clothes. But why would he do this to me?
Who knows? He is not a very kind man.
He didn't seem to be happy that I saw him leaving the Ogsbodies.
Well, he's certainly not one to.
He looked like he was creeping away.
This is what you say happened.
Well, how else was I going to get turned into a pig? I don't know how to do that. That's magic. I certainly wouldn't be trying to steal from him. Do you know what Karn would do to me if he caught me stealing from somebody?
So you're associated with this Karn stone.
Oh, yeah.
We've been traveling for many months with Karn.
Overseas, over continents. We've helped him through many of an adventure.
Even saved his horse a time or two.
So you can see one of the clerics steps to the side and begins to say a prayer like he is probably casting a spell.
Look, I got this horrible taste in my mouth. I'm going to have to get out of here. Tastes like I've been eating feces or something. Who wants to be a pig? And I run out like I'm freaked out.
Okay.
I wait for him to get a few steps away, and then I go, Basil, get back here. Come on. And then I chase after him.
Yeah. So yeah, you leave. The clerics are just kind of, the Reverend Mother is speaking with the clerics, just kind of watching you run out of the church. You pass somebody coming in, obviously, they've got a little pony keg that they're bringing in.
I'll wait till Basil and me get a little ways away, and then I will turn around and come back. I tell stay here for a moment. I gotta give them some money. I'll be back. And then I go back into the temple or the church, and I don't know what's come over him. He is clearly panicked. Maybe it's some long-lasting effect of the transformation. The pig part of him is still taking over. Anyways, I'm very sorry for all of this. Might 50 gold pieces be a reasonable sum for your service?
Oh yes, the Reverend Mother just looks at it, and one of the clerics comes over with a gold, a purple with gold laced sack, and just kind of opens it up for the money. This will go a long way in helping the church and helping with everyone. And the Reverend Mother just, let me walk you out. She starts to walk with you.
Wow.
She says, your friend is of a very chaotic nature. I'm sure you know this. And his story is very unlikely. Stealing from the tailor, he has certain wards and some sort of curse that we have heard that will turn those who attempt to steal from him into swine. So we don't believe he's a practitioner of magic. He just has acquired such things to help his business. But I would keep an eye on your friend there if he is willing, to take from the tailor, to chance stealing from the tailor when the sign says clearly rogues beware, that you may be in danger as well. He may try to steal from you.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention.
But all can be redeemed through the one true God, and I'm sure that Karn is working with him.
Yes, I will be sure to take up whatever this is with Karn, and maybe we can get to the bottom of this.
Yes. Oh, you have a good day, Lord Clintok.
Don't take that 50 gold off your Basil. Will give you 50 gold from him.
All right.
He'll pay for it.
All right.
When you catch up to him, he's all proud of himself. Did I do good? Did I frame the tailor real good?
Yes. I think we're on our way to framing the tailor. Although the Reverend Mother did not buy your story. She thinks the tailor not capable of magic, which I don't know if he is or not, but that won't matter in the end.
Well, if he's got cursed items to turn people into hogs and they already know it, maybe he used that cursed item on me.
Let us return to the park and then find our way to Halthwidden, whatever it is.
I wasn't kidding though. I need to find something to drink because my mouth tastes like I've been eating mud.
So you didn't have to be in that form long.
Halthwidden is not very far because a lot of the brew houses are sort of along the same like little road out, like the outskirts of Prigwort, where they have a bigger estates. It's a 2-story structure. There is no fence or gate around it. There is shrubbery though, but they are not in the forms of any animals.
Gotcha. I will make a point that we retrieved the drawing from the hiding place
Yes.
before we headed there. But
Okay. Stone walkway up to a set of like crimson double doors, and the crest on the door is 5 fists clenching bunches of hops.
Oh, nice.
So they go around. Yeah. And there's a knocker on the door that looks like a beer stein.
Okay. Wrap the knocker.
So the door opens and you would presume a servant in their servant's livery opens the door. Says, "Can I help you?"
Ah, yes. Merely we are new to the city and we'd just like to introduce ourselves to all of the great houses. So we've stopped here at Halthwidden.
Ah, and your name?
Lord Clintok.
Lord Clintok. Excellent. What is your affiliation or your business? Are you looking to sell something? You own an inn or you transport or what?
No, nothing of the sorts. More so that we're in the business of sales. I act as intermediaries between interested parties. And sometimes one party wants to sell one thing, one party wants to buy one thing.
Oh.
And I try to facilitate that.
So as you're having this discussion, you hear a woman's voice. What's going on here? What? And like in a big beehive hairdo comes this woman wearing a verdigris color, tiger skinned colored doublet.
Nice.
Verdigris, if you don't know, is sort of like a bluish green.
Got it.
With like these long matching pants, wearing some kind of sandals, and what is the meaning of this? I'm Daphne Hedger.
Are you the lady of the house?
Yes, I am.
Well, I am most sorry to intrude unannounced, but as I am new in the city, I'm going to all the great houses, introducing myself, and just letting them know that I am around should my services be needed.
Should you be needed? I heard something about intermediary.
Yes. Sometimes that you deal directly with somebody that you might want to do business with. Oftentimes you don't get the price that you would desire, right? Because if the person selling the object or buying the object knows the other party, they know the pressure points and the limits of that part. But I myself, acting as an intermediary, keep both the buyer and seller anonymous to each other. And in this way, I assure the best deal for the person that's going to pay me the most.
This just sounds like extra steps.
Oh, it is extra steps. Have you ever thought to yourself, I would really like that necklace, but as a lady of the great house, the person selling this necklace knows that I am beyond wealth imaginable. So they will charge me more than the tuppence for which they cost them to make such a little trinket. And as a lady of a great house, I know that you don't make bad financial decisions.
Your outfit looks very sharp.
I had it commissioned yesterday from the tailor.
Oh, she kind of turns her nose at that.
Ah, yes. That is also my feelings towards the gentleman. Well, gentleman is maybe not the right word.
So you, just his business, regardless.
Yes.
Oh, fair enough. I'm interested to hear what you have to offer, Lord. Didn't catch that.
And
Clintok.
just like a deep bow.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Looks at Basil.
I am Basil Wilberforce. It's a pleasure to meet. And he, tries to wipe anything on his mouth off.
She requests you take off your shoes before you come into the house.
Yes.
All right. So you take off your shoes. There's like a small little entry area that goes up 2 stories and a staircase that goes up, and she leads you into a side room with a engraved maple table that has the symbol of the house on it. And she sits down in a chair that's got a big cushion. And she said, "Your Lord Clintok and Basil. So what is your proposition?"
Well, I haven't been around long, but I heard that you often offer trade and that you know how to get things more than any of the other houses. So I figured that you would be one of the most important ones to reach out to see if I could maybe do some of your work and get you a better deal than what you've been getting yourself.
Yes, well, we do ship our famous heavy stout brews to all over the Dolmenwood. If you can match or do better in those transportation costs, I would greatly appreciate that.
Oh, no. I mean, yes, I can definitely make sure that you get better transportation fees. What I was speaking more of is offering you a competitive business advantage. I need for you to think more creative, shall we say. Which house offers you the most competition these days?
We step outside of the game. I rolled a D8 to see who it is.
Yeah.
She says, she kind of narrows her eyes. That Ogsbody. I heard there was some sort of soiree last night that got out of hand. I was told that his shrubbery was destroyed by excited gardeners or something.
Yes, it was quite the sight to see.
You were there.
Oh, I was there because I never miss an opportunity to understand the competition.
He's a sharp one.
You say that he is your largest competition,
Yes.
and I have a perfect idea. I think you should host him for a dinner.
Oh, no.
Hear me out.
I'm listening. Yes, okay.
Have you seen those hideous green boots he wears?
I hope they're enchanted. That's the only way I would wear them.
Indeed, it seems as if they might be. And clearly, you have a no shoes policy.
That would mean we would see his feet. I don't think I need that in my life.
Most unseemly, I am sure. Maybe we can give him some slippers for the house.
Yes, slippers.
But my idea, you invite him over here. He takes off those hideous green boots of his, and you proceed to get him drunk. And of course, he will turn down your ale or your stout. Sorry. So you secretively buy some of his ale and impress him and make him think as if you, I don't know, actually think highly of his brew in some way by serving him his own drink. And while he's clearly drinking too much of his own drink, somebody just happens to wander off with his boots. Because you know what? I know that those boots are the way that he goes to his private chambers. Distracted long enough, I'm sure he has many things there. Maybe the secret ingredients for that brew of his, or if nothing else, other private matters for which you might be able to help him see the light. Maybe, I don't know, say join houses, or I don't know, maybe get out of the brewing business altogether.
Well, that's interesting proposition. Don't think I need him off the council, but to be able to manipulate him into whatever we need would be important.
Blackmail material.
And in this case, if you're interested in such a deal, I only ask one thing of you: for your vote on the council 3 times.
Wow, this is an interesting proposition, Lord Clintok, you made. So I'm to host a party with Ogsbody. Is it all the houses or just Ogsbody?
Oh, just Ogsbody. If it was all the houses, he would think that you didn't think better of him than all the rest of the houses. But if you send him a letter, this will come to great pain for you to write. I will draft it, or I will have my friend Basil here draft it. You will suggest that you have come to a state in which you need his advice. You don't have to say that you do.
Oh.
You suggest this. And I have met the man. He thinks so highly of himself. He will be arisen by such an offer and won't be able to help himself to put you lower on a pedestal than he. Oh, and it wouldn't hurt if you had some of that strawberry cake of his.
Oh, so just she says, okay, then we shall agree to this. And they bring in 3 steins, and this is a thick stout, as black as midnight on a moonless night.
Oh,
And she says, we shall drink to this.
ah, yes, we will drink. And he like takes a big quaff of it.
Yes, it tastes of smoky bacon.
Oh, nice.
It brings on a woozy empathy.
Intriguing.
It's called Marrow White Dark.
That's a taste of bacon. Basil's a little
That
off the,
is so funny. Yeah.
his sips are small. He's trying not to show any distaste, but he's not going to drink the whole thing either. I've been learning temperance from my friend Karn Stone.
All right.
Well, I'm sure you have a busy afternoon, my lady.
Yes.
Is there anyone else in town that you recommend that I do business with? Not necessarily a member, one of the houses, but somebody who is maybe more appropriate to talk to for matters that I wouldn't want anyone else knowing about.
Well, there is the man sort of runs the jail, Captain Hogwash. He can be trusted. The woman who runs the Wrinkled Medlar, Madrid. They are both associated with our house. You could trust them.
Good. Well, I will have pleasure making their acquaintance then. And please do reach out once you hear back from Ogsbody. You can find me at the Clashed Ant. That is until I can procure a house in the city.
Well, Lord Clintok, I appreciate your time, and I look forward to our endeavor.
Yes, as do I.
Get your shoes on, and you exit.
I've left most of my beer.
Ask Basil, who should we visit first? Captain Hogwash or the woman who runs that dining establishment?
You know, I feel a little peckish. I can eat.
All right.
As long as it's not bacon or pork chops.
Well, last I was there, I had what was supposedly unicorn rum.
See, that'll do.
All right, it's right into the Wrinkled Medlar.
So I know you inquired one time about a jail. I didn't realize I had one, but so you guys make your way to the Wrinkled Medlar, the three-winged building. Ground floor is constructed of time-worn stone blocks. The upper floors are wood-beamed and painted with murals of the town market.
Oh wait, this isn't the place I was at before. Never mind.
No, I thought it was.
Sorry, I just didn't remember the description.
Okay.
Totally
Yeah,
fine.
this is the one that had the strict door policy. Technically, wearing armor and carrying weapons will be denied entry, but we kind of passed that. But basically, those unsuitably dressed, they don't let you in.
Got it.
So there's a dog's paw reaching towards a desiccated medlar fruit atop a luxurious cushion of purple velvet. The doorman is standing there. Lord Clintok.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. I know that I had not made reservation, but would there be any empty tables, particularly if I offered some gold?
Yes, sure.
I suppose I'll have to check my bow and arrow.
I'll give him 2 gold pieces.
Just make sure you keep any weapons, items like that out of sight as he looks at you all.
Oh, I'm happy to leave these here with you if you so desire.
Yes, it's kind of hard to hide a bow and arrow.
Yes, I will store it here in the closet.
But my cloak should cover my armor and anything else.
Yeah. That's he's kind of hitting that. Okay.
Yeah.
Seats you at a table, not upstairs where you went before, but downstairs. And there's some people in here eating. There's linen on the table and some candles and silver cutlery, and the waiters are all bustling about. And they take your drink orders. And
It's around lunchtime?
yeah,
or
whatever
late
time. Yeah, whatever time you want it to be.
Okay. Because I think we were shy of plant kind of late in the morning to Ogsbody's. So, okay. So late afternoon. Saying, well, last time I was here, I had the unicorn rum, like some more of that. Additional, really just whatever your finest, well, chef's choice, so to speak.
No pork.
Oh, yes. No pork if possible.
Chef's trick. Okay. If you get alcohol, it's going to be that same drink.
Definitely get some booze.
Okay. Yeah. So they bring out, what's it called? It was called Merry White Dark.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
There's sort of a upper class clientele that eat here.
The next time the waiter comes by, discreetly tell him that please make sure a round goes out to everyone else here this afternoon.
Oh, Lord Clintok. Yes, I will do. I will do this.
Basil Wilberforce is definitely a little out of place. He doesn't know the right utensils to eat with, so he uses his salad fork for his entree and so on. And vice versa. He doesn't wipe his chin often enough when he eats. I thought turning him into a pig was kind of suiting.
Eat my meal, enjoy it, let Basil eat whatever Basil wants.
Yeah, so you are served veal with bell peppers, chestnuts, and pumpkin.
Oh,
and as you're, so you're doing that, you're eating. Basil's feeling kind of out of place.
Oh, he has no idea. He thinks he's fitting right in, but he doesn't.
A woman in a scarlet gown and gold earrings, who is tall and slender, very charismatic, with a brown cropped haircut, comes over to the table and says, "Lord Clintok, I presume?"
You would presume correctly. Sadly, I have no presumptions on your name.
I am Mydred Hideball, the proprietor of the Wrinkled Medlar.
Oh, well, this is a fine establishment. I've eaten here twice. It's the best food I've had since being in the Dolmen Wood.
I don't think Prigwort gets its just due. Yes, you and Lady Amore were here yesterday.
Yes, indeed we were. Hope the lady is doing well after last night.
Oh, what happened last night?
Oh, it is not for me to say. You should inquire to her if you desire to know.
Oh, did something happen to you? Is she okay?
Oh, no, she is in good health.
Oh, okay, yes. I don't wish to put my nose into something it's not mine. So I'm glad you came back again.
Yes. Might you have a private room? The lady of Halthwidden asked me to speak to you.
Oh, okay. Yes, a private dining, of course, yeah, for Lord Clintok. You made such a impression in Prigwort. Surely we will take some drinks there, yes. She kind of snaps her fingers and the waiters and stuff come over and, if you want to take your food with you, they'll carry it and they kind of usher you over to a back room and they close the door. Just a dining table. They take out the linen and they set everything up and bring the candles and set everything. And she has like some kind of loaf that looks like it's got like hot peppers or something in it that she's cutting.
Interesting.
Hopefully this is sufficient.
Well, yes, I apologize for the deception, but the lady did not send me, but she said that you are a confidant, somebody I could ask for services or information, and that you are loyal to the house.
Yes, very loyal to Daphne. We have been friends for a long time.
And she still treats you well.
Oh, yes, yes.
Well, there's seemingly some funny business going on since I've been in this city that I've noticed. It seems as if, and I think this is rather obvious to literally anyone, that several of the houses are in constant feuding.
Yes, that is unfortunately something we have to deal with. Each of them trying to get the upper hand. Some, resort to nefarious means, unfortunately.
Yes. Which house do you think is the weakest of the houses?
Okay. Or if you got lucky and I'll roll another 4. She would say House Pilston.
House Pilston. Tell me more.
Oh, it's just they sell beer to the lowest common denominator. I won't serve it in my establishment. I don't think anyone needs to serve that, whatever they're with that low grade.
Well, I assume it's just collected runoff from all of these other fine establishments.
Yeah, I think the runoff would probably taste better.
Well, I appreciate the candidness for which you've discussed the house. How do you feel about the captain? I hear he is also somebody that the lady is
Captain
close.
Hogwash, yes. He can be tough at times, though him and Hilda Harrimore don't seem to see eye to eye, unfortunately. But he does his job when he can.
What kind of things does he do for the lady?
I am unsure of their relationship.
Oh, well,
but he is sort of the town security for what it's worth, though Hilda Harrimore has sort of taken that role on as she has returned recently to help build up the garrison. I think the captain has felt slighted by that fact.
see. I wonder what is to be done about that.
Well, hopefully they will cooperate.
That would be the best outcome.
Yes. We don't need those who wish to defend Prigwort arguing when there are creatures and crookhorns and other things about in the North Dolmen Wood.
I assume
You're going to take care of those in no time.
Who?
Karnstone, our friend, you don't have to worry about those anymore. He's taking care of that.
And who is this Karnstone? Is he a knight?
He's sworn to the service of Saint Cuthbert, and he's helping with your defenses right now. And with him there, you just never have anything to worry about.
Oh, I'm familiar with this Cuthbert. But I'm sure he is a follower of the one true God. There was I did hear a rumor in town that some children had been returned who had
Oh yeah,
been
that was
captured.
Karn too.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about anything when Karnstone's around. He'll keep everybody safe.
Well, his reputation sounds beyond pale.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's a great warrior. You're not going to have to worry about those things anymore.
Well,
He's trying to pump up Karn's reputation because he's worried that it'll help him.
Well, I mean,
Because
it's
he's in
Karn
trouble.
stone.
Well, enough about new arrivals. I'm sure in this establishment, you hear all sorts of information. What do you know? Not about the house of this person, but maybe some of the lesser individuals. Say, whatever the painter,
Lord Mere.
Lord Muir.
I'm familiar with that name. I apologize.
Oh, you've not heard of him. Intriguing. Well, what can you tell me about the Lady Amore? I know little of her, but I would like to know more.
I know that her husband ran off with another woman to Castle Brackenwold, and she's been heartbroken for quite some time.
So unfortunate.
Yes, yes. And I don't know how much more money she has. I know that her grandfather had quite a collection of ceramic dolls and other things that I believe eventually she had to sell
Oh, how
to
unfortunate.
maintain her standard of living. But she's, not a bad person. I can't say anything bad about her. Sometimes she tends to gossip about things, but we all tend to gossip. So
Sure. What can you tell me about the cantankerous son that is the tailor? He spends a lot of hours here, I assume.
yes, he does. He pays his bill on time. He pays for everything up front. He enjoys the dining.
Is there anyone in the city that particularly doesn't like him, that is not fond of him?
Oh, there's quite a few that find his ways irritable.
Anyone that he did a poor job for, or somebody who no longer uses his services?
Give me a D100 roll.
Yeah, 70.
Okay. Morgan Foxset. She is not of any noble house, but she did come into some money to have a dress done for her day of matrimony.
It's not up to her standard, I assume.
She was marrying some orator or some lecturer. I'm familiar with what city he was from. Anyway, the dress was not to her liking, and they had quite a falling out.
I see. How unfortunate. Well, I've probably heard enough gossip for the day. I do appreciate you bending your ear and listening to what I have to say and answering all of my questions. How much does the lady normally pay for such a thing?
Oh, for
Just
for
the
what?
information.
Oh, just Lord Clintok. It is free as long as you reciprocate.
Is there anything that I could do for you?
Well, the word I have heard is that Ogsbody had quite a party, and there is a rumor that something was stolen from the house. I'm not sure what it was, but
Intriguing.
I don't know what would be worth stealing at Ogsbody's, to be perfectly honest with you. But
Certainly not those boots of his.
no, not after he's worn them for more than 5 minutes.
The raspberry cake is pretty good.
Yes, I have to admit, I have had that. But if it was his ledger book, if it was one of his, that would be worth quite some money.
Intriguing. I wonder where whatever will show up.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, it would cause him great embarrassment at the next council meeting if something was stolen. But by that time, I'm sure everyone will have found out. So it
Oh.
wouldn't surprise me if he is going to great ends to locate whatever was stolen.
When exactly is the next council meeting?
Paul, roll me 2d6.
3 and 3.
The 21st of Sunning, or Simswald, excuse me. So in 6 days.
Anything currently up for debate that the council is going to decide during the next meeting?
Oh, I'm sure there'll be more discussion about the keep and the threat of the Naglord and the Crookhorns, and I'm sure the houses will bicker over the prices of ale and beer and the transport costs and the taxes at Fort Vulgar. And
Interesting. Well, if I find out what has been stolen, I'll be sure to let you know.
oh, that would be greatly intrigued.
Well, good day. And then gets up, takes
Okay.
one giant swig of the beer, and then walks out.
Okay. I assume you leave the Wrinkled Medlar.
Yeah.
Oh, and before, after I walk out, before I get out the door, but after I leave that room, I will turn around and say, I'm sorry, this might be odd, but do you mind if I take this unfinished beer?
Oh, of course.
No, thank you.
Okay.
And then head to House Pilston.
Producers of low-grade beer for the mass market. All right, that's a good place. Let's take a break right there.
Okay, sounds good. Do you want to hear the plan?
Yeah.
So the plan is to get all of these houses to agree to some cardinal sin, to screwing over somebody else, and then go to what's her face, or well, she'll probably be attending the council meeting. The ruler,
Yeah. Paramore.
Harrimore,
Yeah.
and then expose each of them in turn and show that like, oh, and just never solve the crime about like who committed the crime unless I can pin it on the tailor effectively.
Yeah.
But just go to each one of them and be like, you made an agreement with me, somebody you have basically no previous history, no knowledge of who I am, what I've done to do this criminal act. And then
Yeah.
do that for each of them and then be like, well, you know what I would suggest, Lady Harrimore, that you disband the council because clearly none of them are capable of holding this office in high esteem.
There you go.
Did you catch the tail end of that?
Yeah. Disband the council. You're going to head to House Pilston.
Yes.
Anarchy in the Dolmenwood.
Oh, but there are some citizens of that I would suggest should be on the council instead.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, like the whoever is like in charge of like putting together the garrison, the Reverend Mother,
Yeah.
Lady Amore, and a couple of others. But like I don't know all of them yet, but like I'm going to essentially undermine the brew houses and then put in place better people.
The Reverend Mother considered Basil to be chaotic, huh?
Yeah.
Is that a hint to tell me that I'm being too chaotic for my neutral?
Well, I mean, as opposed to in this kind of like old school, you know, where it's like roll perception, roll deception. I'm just kind of going with like what you're saying, how you're acting, and then, you know, how these people would perceive, you know, because some would obviously buy into what you're saying, other people just wouldn't.
So she was not buying into it.
No, she's been around a long time. She's like,
Yeah.
because what happened to you is that is not mine. That isn't an Dolmen Wood. The tailor does have some sort of curse, and if you try to take anything, you turn into a hog.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it was a clumsy lie, but that's why he was squirming away.
Yeah.
Because I had a feeling that, you know, somebody might know that he's got that curse, and B, you know, he might say whoever turned into a hog is the one who really took that, blah, blah, blah. You know, so Basil was thinking maybe we ought to leave me as a hog for a while, bite the bullet, leave me as a pig, you know. But there was no way for the pig to pass that message along, right?
Yeah.
So I was trying to keep it realistic, like, you know, I figured it was going to be a giveaway that he was done something bad. That, and it's a small town. Everybody talks.
yeah.
Everybody.
Clearly. Yeah. We've noticed, we've gotten clues about how quick the rumors move through the city already. So it's like, you know what? This word's going to get back that Basil was turned into a hog. Somebody's going to know he was there. They're going to figure this out. And then, of course, she was like, oh, yeah, I probably went to the tailor. So I figure he's going to have to actually lay low here pretty soon. He's going to have to start hiding. By the end of the day, he'll probably go to Karn and go, hey, Karn, you need some help?
House Pilston is sort of out of the way a little bit. It is not in the line with the other houses. It is sort of like near the Clashed Antler.
Okay.
It's kind of like on the road headed out. And there's this. So when you come up to it, there's just a small little, not small, a simple fence that goes around, and there's a lot of livestock in the front yard, and there's just a one-story, looks like a farmhouse.
All right.
And there's a silo in the back, and there's a man with a cane and a straw hat and overalls, kind of like walking through the field.
Just raise a hand and yell, "Oh, good day, sir."
Comes walking over. He's got like gray hair coming out of his cap, and you notice he's got one eye. What do you want?
Well, I was looking to talk to the lord of the house if possible.
Yeah, you're talking to him right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that you would be working the field yourself.
Yes. Yeah. Well, unlike the other houses, I actually work for a living.
Huh. Understandable. They do just sit around and drink, at least as far as I've seen. Just coming from the Wrinkled Medlar. We had this brew here, and I was told this is the best brew in the city, but I was also told by those of the establishment that yours is the worst, that the runoff produced from the other brew houses would be better
Oh,
than your product.
I also heard they'd rather drink a chamber pot than touch my brews. Fine, they can say what they want. Nobody seems to be turning it down, now do they?
Well, might I try some?
Sure. I mean, pulls out a flask out of his back pocket and hands it to you. And it tastes just like you would think a low-grade beer would taste.
Do my best to hide my natural reaction to such a thing.
Natural light.
Yeah. Well, I do think there's some room for improvement. I don't think this is anywhere
And you
near
are a brewer, I guess. I've
Oh, no,
heard
no.
plenty of recommendations.
just a connoisseur. I see you have a rather simple establishment here. Is there anything that you might like to upgrade?
He looks around. Upgrade to what?
Well, maybe you'd like to have somebody help you to do your work.
I have help here. Those hard workers, I don't need any assistance. Are you looking for work?
Oh, no,
I
no.
doubt that you do manual labor. As he picks up his cane and kind of points to those fine duds, I don't think you do much.
I definitely do not.
And I assume that you're some lord. I should call a lord, and this is your entourage, clingers on.
Yes. My name is maybe unimportant. Maybe we'll get to that at some point. But I come here because all the houses think lowly of you, and I think
Oh.
that they've underestimated you.
I'm so gracious of you to inform me of this.
But I wonder what might happen if you somehow were able to hold sway at council.
Sway for what?
Oh, I don't know. Surely you'd like your distribution fees lowered, no?
Fees are what they are. I mean, it's not my problem that the other houses don't know how to negotiate.
So you already have a better deal than the other houses.
Look, there is a difference between they can say what they wish about my house. There's a difference between the other houses and my house. I can actually afford to live here.
Yes. Well, are there any houses you'd like to see get their comeuppance?
No, I don't get involved in politics and other whatnot with the council. They're too busy trying to backstab each other. It will happen in its due time.
Sure. Well, since you don't care to play politics, and presumably you still have a vote on the council.
Yes, of course. Yes, that is my obligation during the meetings. I required to vote.
At the next council meeting, allow me to vote in your stead. Then you will be removed from politics.
A man I barely know I'm going to vote in my stead at the council meeting. I don't.
Well, you said you're not
purpose?
interested in politics, no?
No, I'm not. I am not interested, though I do play along. The game's going to be played whether you participate or not.
So you do care to a degree.
To the degree that I show up, yes. It is my obligation. Obligation to House Harrimore.
Yes, the Lady Harrimore. You do seem as if you are risen above all of the other houses when it comes to temperament and ethicalness, shall we say. When the council meeting comes up, I propose to give you an opportunity to help lower their station while retaining your own.
And how are you going to manage to lower their station? What, strip them of their
Oh, those
their
details
brewing?
are for me to know. I
very
wouldn't want
well.
you to be inundated with the politics of the matter. I just wonder if you are interested in such a thing. If it would come to vote, would you vote them down?
Would I vote them down? In what regard? What do you mean?
Well, to make them non-voting members.
I'm not sure.
Surely you imagine that there are other parts of Prigworts here that should deserve a vote besides just the brew houses. You being a man of morals.
You're putting all these labels on me I'm unsure that I agree with, but you choose to do that. I follow House Harrimore and what Lady Harrimore needs to do. If she desires that some of these houses need to go and the council needs to be reorganized in such a way, then that is what she will do.
Well, then we will see how the lady feels on the next council meeting.
No?
In the meantime, though, might I send for some men to help you here? I know that you prefer to tend to it with your own help. Anything that would help make your life a little easier.
Oh, your quick and immediate departure probably would be helpful.
Well then so be it.
Good day. And he turns around and starts to tend to the field, checking on the various livestock.
Nice.
All right.
Next house, randomly. I don't have any idea where I'm going. Gonna go to all of them, but who is the one that Zofan
Cobsworth was the one.
Cobsworth. Okay. Go to Cobsworth.
You come to a 2-story brick house, and above the door is a bear with a beer keg on its head, which is the symbol.
Love it.
Okay, not really a bear. For a second there, I was picturing an actual bear.
Not an actual, no.
Okay, I feel better when you said symbol. I was like, all right.
All right, now let's see.
Basil was going to have to tell Karn to help this poor bear because I got a beer keg on its head.
All right, so you go and knock on the door. A small child answers the door with like blonde curly hair. Hello.
I will be like, oh, and then attempt to do the like, what's behind your ear magic trick.
Okay, yeah.
The small child. Should I roll like a dex check or something?
No, you don't need to. I mean,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And I'll pull out a gold piece from behind his ear and be like, oh, whoa, does that happen every time?
No.
And then do it again and then get another gold piece.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know. I think it might. Let's try it again. And then get another gold piece. Oh, I don't know how long I can keep this up. And also, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you must have amassed a small fortune by now.
He's like, oh my gosh.
And then I hand him the coins and I say, can you fetch your mother or father, whoever's in charge of the house?
I'm rich. You're coming up behind, smiling is a woman in her probably mid-30s with that curly hair, that same as the kid had, wearing a pine green chaperone
Okay.
with a teal gambeson,
All right.
which is right, I think we went over that. Yeah, with the symbol on there of the bear, the keg, and she's smiling and she's like, Willie, run along now, put that money away. She smiles at you. Very, very clever. Who do I owe the honor of this meeting? Spoiling my son now that he will expect coins behind his ear.
Well, I figure that'll help get you to have him wash behind his ears every night. Because maybe there's
yes, that would be very helpful.
To
But
other-
I would guess you are not here to do parlor tricks.
Well, I mean, I don't mind doing that. But I believe you recently spoke to an associate of mine, or well, somebody in your house has. He was wearing a vest of yours.
Oh, I heard of this. One of our beer girls was selling at the market, and yes, was certainly smitten. He was wearing a studded leather helmet.
Huh.
It was very
Yes.
fashionable.
Our dear Zoe.
Oh, you do? Oh, good. You know his name. Good. I will pass it along to. I don't know if she remembered. Natasha was her name. Yes, Natasha. I will make sure Natasha remind her.
We're currently staying at the Clashed Antler if she looks to find him.
Oh, yes.
But anyways, he spoke quite highly of your brew.
Oh, well, that was very kind of him. Are you looking for a vest as well?
Oh, no. I mean, I would be honored if that was the case, but mostly I just thought, I'm going around, I'm new in the city. My name's Lord Clintok, but I hear that the brew houses head the council around here.
Yes, we are in charge.
And I thought that I would just come around to see and greet and meet each of you and wonder if I can offer any service, but also mostly to see the magnificent breweries that you've set up. I know that you probably offer public tours, but I thought maybe it'd be more valuable for me to get a private tour. So I was wondering if you or one of your workers might give me and my colleague here a private tour of the facility, just to see how the brew is made, so to speak.
Well, that process is guarded secrets.
Oh,
here.
well, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't realize. Well, maybe if you could just help me with understanding how I could get this back to the main world where I belong. I am not of the dolmen.
I gathered that, yes.
And given that yours is the brew that my colleague spoke so highly of, even though he's had everywhere else, I thought I would offer you the deal first.
Oh, okay.
I try not to giggle out
What
loud.
do you,
Well, given a favorable business deal, would give you sole access to shipping outside the Dolmen Wood. Certainly,
So-
there's more money to be made.
yes, outside the Dolmen Wood. So how far is your reach then?
Let's say I can go a long ways and a little distance over many miles.
Okay, well.
Portal, so to speak.
Oh, sounds like magic. Yes, I mean, getting House Cobsworth's fine, light, fizzy beers to the world outside the Dolmen would be worthwhile for everyone, would benefit everyone. So yes, what are you proposing?
Well, in exchange for said access, I only ask for your vote 3 times on the council.
Okay, 3 times on the council. And what kind of profits are we talking about here? What's my return going to be?
1, you have access to buyers outside that none of your other competitors will have, which should surely give you the advantage in your revenue stream. But as far as the cost for distribution, so to speak, I will make sure it is fair and generous, on par with your current distribution fees.
Okay, well, I will definitely consider this.
Oh, I'm sorry, lady. This is an offer that expires as soon as I leave this house.
Give me a charisma roll, 2d6.
6 is what my bonus is to
Yeah.
charisma. So 2, so 8.
She is pondering this. It says, unfortunately, I can't do this. I would need to sleep on it for the night and things to consult. And if we have enough production and how we would get the beer, this is a lot to consider. I understand this is, you are a businessman and you have your reasons and I have mine. I would ask that you come back tomorrow and I should give you an answer.
Fair enough. You drive a hard bargain, but you seem above the board, so I will return tomorrow, waiting your answer.
Thank you very much.
Next house.
You go to House Oberon.
All right.
It is a stone 1-story mansion
Okay.
with pillars. There's definitely some money here. And you don't even get up to the door before you're greeted by 2, you'd say they're security. They're carrying short swords with some polished plate mail. State your business.
I am Lord Clintok, and give a deep bow. This is my compatriot, Basil. I merely seek to talk to the head of the house. I have a business proposition for them. I'm new to the city and I'm going to all the houses.
Oh, okay. So they leave. One goes inside, comes back out. A man in his 30s, early 30s comes out with a fedora, with a long cloak that is cherry red.
I presume you're Lord Oberon,
I am Master Peabody.
and you are the head of
I am
this
not,
house.
I work for the head of House Oberon. Mr. Druge is detained currently at the moment, but I handle all the business inquiries.
Oh, well, I'm glad to meet your acquaintance. It is unfortunate that the Lord could not come out himself. Does he always send you on these kinds of things?
Yes, I exclusively handle everything.
Oh, then what does the Lord do?
What lords do, apparently. You should know if you are a lord.
Oh, I know the many things that I do, but I don't know the many things that your Lord does.
He is dealing with issues of much more importance.
I see.
It's funny, Lord Clintok, that all the other lords could take the time to talk to you, but this one can't.
Wow. That is really unfortunate.
It's almost as if he doesn't really do anything.
Well, that's a good point. And does he pay you well?
Yes, I am paid very good for the Prigwort.
Very good for Prigwort, but very good for what your master could pay you. I mean, I see this house behind us.
Yes, yes, it is. It's been here for many, many years.
Could he not afford to pay you better? It doesn't even look like he is able to even put you in the finery of the tailor.
I have put in a few requests, but I've never been able to get an appointment with him.
Oh, well, that is unfortunate. I just had these commissioned yesterday.
And don't you love the fez that he made for me yesterday?
And how long have you been in town?
Has it even been 24 hours?
I think it's been 48.
Oh, 48. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And how long have you been putting in requests with the tailor?
Longer than I'd like to recount.
Well, how about we do that? I can make sure that the tailor fills your request. Hell, I'll even pay for it. But I ask, might I actually speak to your lord? Maybe not this moment. I know he is busy. I assume he is detained or detaining somebody, but might I wait in a sitting room for him?
I would really appreciate that request. Let me say, Lord Clintok, that the master of this house currently is not in his right mind to speak to you.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I surely would not want to let anyone else know that has happened.
Yes, he has some illness that has come about within the last few days, and you too would realize he's lying.
Yeah.
About the time.
Gotcha. Well, it's probably best that you're around to take care of things.
Yes, Yes, I've served this house loyally for many years.
Yes, it seems as if it's about time the house serves you. Are you happy with the brew the house produces?
I mean, what we produce is legendary through the Dolmenwood. I mean, I don't think we would change that.
But if you were to start your own label,
You mean, I've had a few ideas of where I would like to take things.
and what has been stopping you?
Well, I'm not in the right position.
Well, it seems your master is not in the right position to make decisions either. So there are no decisions being made?
Oh, there are decisions being made, yes.
Sounds like you're the one making them, right?
You could say that in a matter of fact, yes.
What's holding you back then from instituting some of your grand ideas?
Confidence?
Well, outside of me making sure that you have better clothes on, I know that when I wear such nice clothes, I feel more confident. How about this? You put together a new brew, one of your own desire, and do this before the next council meeting, and we'll come back and try it.
Oh, okay, I will do that.
This is all I ask. And yes, tomorrow afternoon, find yourself at the tailor's. I will make sure that he is there to take you on as customer.
I would be honored. Thank you. I please don't disclose what I've said. I mean,
Absolutely not.
and their symbol, as you see on the house door, is a mandrake root stirring a cauldron with a rod.
Nice.
Yeah,
Read
excited.
awesome.
He heads back in,
Nice.
and you've got House Summerfish
Something fresh.
and House Wakelyke. Yeah,
Okay.
Wakelyke.
He's gonna get him some new clothes.
Yeah.
Doesn't inspire that confidence. You're right, Clintok.
I didn't even have to do anything to get him in a position of blackmail.
Sure. So yeah, you head up to this house, and there is a large crowd out front of this one-story house. Lights are on. I mean, there's probably like 20 people outside. There's some music being played. Sounds very similar to the same band that was playing at House Ogsbody. The
Gotcha.
woodwinds are being played.
It was like, if only our bard was here.
Yep.
They make the rounds.
Head up towards the house, wander through the crowd.
Yeah, everybody has got large turkey legs they're eating. They've got chalices they're drinking out of.
Nice.
They're dressed not as nice as you. People have, it looks like they put on their best clothes, but they're not like anything.
Sure.
They're not like dress attire. Like,
Yeah.
wear your cleanest dirty shirt,
Yeah. I'll go up to one of them and say, can I get that turkey leg and that chalice from you? I mean, I'll make it worth your while. And then like hold out a gold piece.
Sure. Yeah, buddy. Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Basil feels right at home with these people.
I bet he does.
How about you take the lead on this one, Basil?
This is right along his crowd. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull off the plan well enough. What are we trying to get out of this guy?
Well, we don't know until we know him.
Oh, we're going to have to find the Lord of the Manor, I suppose.
Yeah, I'll let you take the lead, and I'll add in as necessary.
He looks around for the important people's table. Who seems to have somebody gathered all around them?
You see that there's a man probably in his early 20s with like full bushy haircut. He's got a pretty big crowd around him. And then next to him is like a table that's got like some linens draped on it. And there's a woman there who looks probably in her 50s with some silver streaks in her hair, wearing a teal dress. And she's like talking to just like one person. Those people kind of stand out because their attire is very much nicer than everybody else's.
I wander over to the crowd near the bushy-haired guy and listen in for a minute and look at somebody nearby, just try to pick out somebody who looks like they're maybe a little tipsy and might want to talk and say, is that the lord of this manor here?
Oh yeah, yes, that's Ignatius Craphand. Yeah, fine fellow. Who are you? I don't think we've met.
Oh, I'm Basil Wilberforce. I'm just recently in town.
Oh, recently in town. Oh, wow, you're one of the new hires then, I would say. I don't think I've seen you out here working.
Oh, I'm not working here. I'm accompanying my Lord Clintok.
Oh, I didn't realize there was another lord here.
Oh, yeah, we were just drifting through and saw a party and thought we'd crash.
Oh, party crashers. Puts his arm around you. Welcome. This is a house Sumferish is holding a little get together for us workers, and part of it is the celebration of the Feast of St. Thorn, but it was supposed to be yesterday, but we had to delay it due to other important shipments had to go out, and this is sort of our get together. But you're welcome to crash this party. Tips his, hits the, you don't even have a drink, and he grabs it from somebody else and hands you a drink. There we go. Now we're, yes.
Oh, great. Thank you. And I take a big slug of it. And I say, what's your name?
Oh, Dimitri.
Dimitri. Yeah, that's the way of it with us workers. It comes first, and then the lords have to do what they want to do. But tell me something, Dimitri. Who is that striking lady over there with the silver streaks?
Oh, that's the lady of the house, of course. It is Elvira Craphand.
So that's his younger sister, I take it.
Oh, he slaps you on the back. You funny.
I say it kind of loud, hoping that she'll hear the compliment.
Let's give her a roll. She did not catch that.
Oh, well, it was worth a try. I mean, Basil's charisma is low, so. Well, perhaps, Dimitri, I can wrangle an introduction for my lord with the lord over here. What did you say his name was again? A few of these beers, and I'm already forgetting things.
Ignatius.
Ignatius. The Lord Ignatius. Perhaps I should thank him for his hospitality.
Yeah, so tell him you're crashing the party. He'll get a real big kick out of it.
Okay, I'll make sure I do that. Thanks, Dimitri. And I wander over to the crowd that is, wander closer to this Ignatius.
They're just BSing, telling tales and all laughing, and and he sees you come up and he's like, he kind of gives you a look like, I don't recognize you.
Hello there, Lord Ignatius. I saw you were having such a wonderful party. I thought I would just come in and crash it and say hi to everybody and introduce myself. I'm new to town.
Is that what you thought you would do?
Well, yes. I mean, I hope you don't mind. It seemed like everybody was having a grand time here, and I don't want to impose, and I'm
he
willing
takes
to
a step
pay
towards
for
you.
my
He
own-
says, you know what I do to people who show up as intruders, don't you? And
Well,
he starts to
hopefully-
reach down to his belt.
It's not working out well, is it?
And he reaches down to the table and he grabs you a chalice and hands you another one. We give them a drink, my friend.
Well,
Anyone that has the
it looks like that
audacity
kind
to
of
show up to a
party.
party and crash them, you're welcome. What is your name, sir?
My name is Basil Wilberforce.
Basil Wilberforce. A fine name, yes. You are welcome to this party. You have the chutzpah to show up and crash it, then you shall stay and drink and feast with us and tell us your tales.
This sounds grand. I'd like to introduce my lord
Oh.
Clintok too. to
Whoa,
you.
we've got a lord in the house. Oh, everyone tighten up. He says, go straighten up, straighten your backs.
Mostly I'm here for this fantastic turkey leg, and he just gnaws off of
Oh
it.
yes, only the finest. Not that unicorn rump that you can get other places.
Ugh,
It's not
it's
really
not even
unicorn.
real unicorn.
I know. So, Lord Crashers of Parties, welcome.
How else are we supposed to make new friends in town?
Oh.
when we're so new here.
You're going to find we're not as uptight as some of the other houses, and it's a little bit more relaxed here. We get our work done, but we enjoy a good drink, and we celebrate our work.
Maybe I need to find a new line of work. Maybe I should come to work for you.
Oh,
This
yes.
looks like
Yeah,
a great
we're always
place.
hiring. Yes, well, we're going to be in town, some temporary work. You can,
Oh,
what's your
wow.
expertise, Basil Wilberforce?
Oh, I drink like the best of them.
Oh, very good. Yes, very good.
I mean, certainly that's worth at least 10 golds a day. No, I've been on some adventures with my friend Karn Stone here, and we made it into here in town.
Karn Stone.
I'm sure
heard
you've
of the,
heard of
yes,
him.
I've heard of this paladin,
Yeah.
Saint Cubert, I think. I've never heard of this saint before.
You know what? That's exactly the name. He talks about him all the time. But he's going to put an end to all these prickhorns or whatever it is that you've got here in town.
Yeah, they are prickhorns.
He's going to put an end to all them. And so, we're not going to be here for very long. But we thought we would try to, make some friends and influence some people and have us a grand old time.
Come to the right place.
Maybe later we can talk business or something. But right now we're all having such a good time, right?
Yeah, yes, we are.
All right. I feel like we should.
Now I have to figure out how to turn the conversation to the.
I think we first got to just let him get completely drunk off his ass.
Yeah, I'll probably, try to. I mean, should I try to get him into a drinking contest? Because Basil doesn't want to get hung over again. Tell a few tales of the adventures of the amazing Karn stone, and downplay our own parts in it. It's all Karn.
All Karn.
It's the Karn show, right?
Yep.
Tell them tales. I'm no bard, but I'll tell them tales about it and call for a toast to Karn every so often.
Nice.
Okay.
Do the whole throw it behind me as I pretend to slug it down.
Okay, so you're gonna hang out there for a couple hours?
Yeah.
Okay, it is nightfall. Yeah, I mean, it started at daylight, but it's gone to nightfall. Yeah, and he's been drinking pretty steady, and he is very gregarious. Would that be the word? He's talking to everybody, and he's very friendly.
You're not like all the others around here. These other brewers just seem so uptight and so.
Oh yeah, well, we're
They're-
enjoying the good life here. I mean, what's I get worked up about it.
I bet you've got at least a problem or two with a couple of them, don't you?
Well, everybody's good. Oh, maybe a couple sort of can get under my skin, but
It seems to me like, maybe we could help you with some of those.
One of the houses that's getting underneath your skin.
That sometimes that House Oberon we get into disagreements with them at times.
Didn't we meet them before?
Maybe.
Seemed like they're too big for their britches, didn't they?
Yes. I remember now.
Yeah, those guys. Maybe we could give you the Lord here a hand with that. What was that thing that you were saying you could do? I don't know which part of your plan you want to put into place for this guy.
I feel like House Oberon, as their comeuppance coming, they should be put in their place, I think.
As soon as you say that,
Yeah.
he's like looking at you, kind of like glassy-eyed. Elvira comes over. You realize she stands like right behind him. Sweetheart, could you go please pay the players again for another hour before they leave? Oh, right. Yes, of course I will. Yes. Oh, yeah. He fiddles in his pocket. Oh, I've got some coin. I'll go do it. Thank you. Oh, did I overhear that you wish to have a tour? Lord Clintok it is.
Absolutely.
Let's have a tour of the grounds. And she pulls you aside. Yes, as she gets steps away from the party. You're still outside. She says, yes, House Oberon is a problem. What do you wish to do? How do you wish to help me?
Oh, well, I've heard many things about House Oberon that would, let's just say, not want to get out. I don't know if you've heard similar things.
Yes, well, they are legendary to the Dolmenwood. And how are they legendary? Because they remove the competition.
Oh.
They will hire bandits and thieves to take care of other supplies and delay shipments and sabotage. Probably, and no less than murder at times.
Doesn't sound very ethical.
Of course it isn't ethical.
Do you have any evidence of this?
I could bring all the evidence, but I am one vote on the council.
All the evidence. Do go on. What evidence do you have?
I do have eyewitness accounts and some paperwork of confessions.
Oh, well, that is quite intriguing. Surely if you brought something up, the other houses wouldn't let it stand, otherwise you would have done it already.
Yes, it has to be done in the right time, at the right moment, and that has never happened.
Should you not convince the other houses to vote with you?
No, they will just tell me that they are common thieves, or they will say anything. No, I caught them in the act to be something completely different. Or if there was some sort of arcane magic that would make these thieves recount what they've done, some sort of spell or something that they couldn't be forced, so that you couldn't. It wouldn't sound like they, were embellishing or lying.
Intriguing. What say I could get the other houses to vote with you on this matter?
That's something that is very bold of you, Lord Clintok. I would say, claiming to do such a thing. I've not been able to do this in all my time here. You've been here for just a few days, I surmise.
I have my means.
You do. You may. I'm not going to question if you have your means, but what is the cost?
I only ask for one vote in return.
One vote.
Yes.
Okay.
On another matter.
As long as it is not something that undermines my house, of course I'll give you a vote.
Then it is done. We will level the playing field.
Yeah.
House Oberon will learn that they have to do business above the board from now on.
Yes. Well,
Of course, that means you would have to do it above the board too. Are you already there?
Above the board, of course I am.
Do you have the name of one of these thieves?
They were being held by Hogwash, the captain of the guard, but he seemed to have let them go.
Interesting. Do you know their names or their whereabouts? Either one.
They've left the Dolmenwood. They're probably dock workers now at Fort Volgar.
Ha.
Oh, I think one of them was called Bruco or something. Who knows? He's probably changed his name by now.
No, I think we've met him. He was the unseemly sort.
I remember, right? He had kind of a nasty demeanor and lots of tattoos.
That would be him.
Yeah, but at least we know where to find him.
Indeed, we do. I think he might make an appearance back in Prigwort, maybe to tell some tales.
That I would really like to see.
Interesting. Well, Lady Elvira, it's great speaking with you this evening.
Yes. Make sure you take a turkey leg as you go.
We will. Don't you worry.
Yeah, she proceeds to go back to the table, and this comes back, and she's like, "Oh, yes, the music. There we go. Yes, that's the song I was waiting to hear all night."
That's the real power there. That's what I thought it was going to end up being.
Nice.
So, house. Let's get a wake. How would you say that? Don't change my spelling. No, don't change my spelling. Zoom. Wake.
Wakelyke.
Wakelike.
Wakelyke. Wakelyke?
Wakelyke. Wakelyke. I like that.
Yeah.
Wakelyke.
How's Wakelyke?
Yes. So, House Wakelyke is the last one.
All right. House Wakelyke it is.
House Wakelyke. It is located sort of downtown.
Oh, interesting.
It's probably it's south of Brandybiles
Okay.
in like a brick building. On the second floor, you got to go up some steps, and it just says House Wakelyke.
Wow.
And its symbol on it is a grinning, fat-faced sun.
Okay.
Grinning fat-faced son. Is that the description?
Yes, that is the insignia. I just read it verbatim. A grinning, fat-faced sun. Basically, it tells me like what they make,
Yep.
the insignia, and who the leader is, which is always some bizarre name. And the name of that guy was Ignatius Craphand.
Crap hand?
Yep, Craphand.
I hope I didn't shake hands with him.
Who knows? He was Carpan.
Yeah, I don't know if in the finished version they will have descriptions of all these people, but now I got to write them all down. So
Sorry to make you do all that extra
You're-
work.
that is fine. That's the whole point of the game, right? I mean, that's why we play.
That's fair.
I mean,
That's fair.
that's why I play, so I get to do this kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do never apologize for that. I don't like to have stuff too pre-planned because then it gets
Yeah.
it will get kind of boring, and then it feels like, oh crap, they went off what I had, not scripted, but and then it kind
Yeah.
of throws everything off.
Yeah. For sure.
I'm trying to go through. I've got this random close generator, not random close, but Knave 2 has a bunch of random tables, which are really, really
Oh,
good.
fun.
That's the only reason I got it, but it's got like the food. So the food has been, from that generator, and the clothes.
Nice.
So yeah, it's on the second floor, and it looks like a wood door that's banded with like iron.
Got it.
I don't know what the hell this particular piece of clothing is, and now I got to type it in and figure out what it is. Okay. A hoppalade, a long full body and with flaring sleeves. Hoppaland.
Yeah. Something like that. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it is a outer garment with long and full body flaring sleeves.
Yes.
Hoppaland. Okay, you knock on the door like we've done all night.
Yep.
The door opens. It is a man who answers the door. He's got bags under his eyes. He looks a little unkempt, like he could probably use a shave. His teeth are kind of dirty.
Sorry, I didn't mean to catch you sleeping.
Oh, no. He is wearing a hoppalade that looks like it's made of some sort of eel skin.
Oh, are you the lord of the brewery?
Oh, the lord, the brewmaster, the clerk, the job that nobody wants to do. That is I.
Oh wow. You got a lot of jobs.
Oh, yes. He kind of peers. Either he can't see very well, or he gets real close to you, Clintok. He's like, You're the Lord Clintok, I think. Your retinue.
Oh, yes.
What is
My name precedes me.
what's the manner of your arrival this evening?
Well, I came to offer my services after I came from this magnificent party, but it seems like you're in need of many services.
Looks past you like you could say that. So, What is it you wish to offer me?
Well, I think it seems like you need some help around here.
Can't find good help, that's for sure.
Oh, well, you don't need good help. You just need indentured help.
You know any? As he looks at Basil.
Oh, not this one.
Oh, no, I'm no help at all.
But I do know where you could get some.
Do say.
Oh, you know as well as I do that slavers don't like their names being told. We generally frown upon their business.
Yeah. Oh, what am I doing? Why don't you come in?
Oh,
I am
well,
so
thank you.
terribly sorry for
no.
my hospitality. And you walk in and there's bookshelves on either side of the room with books, but they're not like, in order. They're kind of like stacked this way, and they got papers, and there's a lantern with a desk. And he says, "Would you want some tea, something to drink?"
Oh, might I try some of your brew?
Oh, sure. I think I got some in the back. Everything's always under a state of change and what's the word?
But that is what you do, right? You brew?
Yes, but things a little experimental at times, so I can always try to find the right concoction.
Is that what you're
Anyway,
looking for in these books?
oh, they're just reading materials pass the time.
I see.
So he
Oh,
walks
that's what
back
you
into the
research.
other room, and he's like in the cabinets doing something. So what brings you, Clintok? You've been in town, I've heard. That looks like a fine clothing you wear. I said there's probably one tailor in town that could do such things.
Ah, yes, I've been to Brandybiles. What a cantankerous.
Yes, he is. Some would call him a pain in the ass.
Ah, yes, you said it, not I. I heard he has a attachment to some rather dark business.
Dark business. He pokes his head around the wood. What the dark business talking about?
Oh, I've heard he's bought things to curse people.
Curses.
Yes, here he can turn people into pigs.
Swine.
Oh, so you know of this?
This is a rumor all about Prigwort.
Oh, I think it not a rumor.
Oh, you've seen it with your own eyes?
I might have.
Oh my, that crazy bastard's a warlock.
Quite possibly.
I heard he just does it to people out of the blue. Like they're just walking along and he attacks them and turns them into swine.
I should have known it. Should have known it all along. The signs were there. I just didn't look. I didn't want to see.
It's always hard to look at people and think less of them.
You like cinnamon?
Ah, yes, I love cinnamon.
Oh, good cinnamon.
Like cinnamon rolls?
No, I don't have any of those.
You mean just like the spice?
Of course.
Do you put it in your beer?
Well, who wouldn't?
Oh, I have to try some of that. Howdy,
So-
jerk. Sounds disgusting.
So where were we? Warlock turns people into pigs. What? So what? The Lord Clintok, are you some sort of hunter or warlock
No.
fumigator?
I am no such a thing. Although, knowing this information, it's probably best that we get rid of him, no?
Rid of him? You mean like? What do you mean? Like that sounds like
What?
lock him up.
Well, I don't know. I think locking him up seems reasonable, but he is a warlock after all. Who knows that, what bars could hold such a creature?
Are you allergic to queen's blood?
When was the last time I had queen's blood? I don't know that I've ever had queen's blood. I've had lady's blood, I believe, but never queen's blood.
No.
I've never had queen's blood. Never heard of it.
Good. So you have to stab him in the heart or something, or throw holy water on him or something. What are we supposed to be doing?
Oh, with warlocks, I'm not sure. I think you give them to a paladin. Let him handle it.
Oh, the paladin. I heard one just came into town.
I hear the same. Quite the
Yeah.
paladin, from what I understand.
Yes. Was that some soiree held by Ogsbody? I also heard he favors raspberry cake.
He does seem to like sugar.
Well, enough about that. Let's get back to business.
Yes, back to business it is. We're killing a warlock.
Oh, would you like him dead?
This is what you said. This is the only way to deal with him.
Oh, I mean, I didn't think that holding him in a cell would work, but you're right. Killing him would solve the problem.
That it would. But we would have to bring him to justice. We couldn't just outright murder him.
It's true.
I mean, or could we? And I look meaningfully at the.
So he pokes his head back out, holding the steins, and he puts them on his takes a couple books and move them off his little end table. And this is one of my brews: cinnamon and queen's blood, some hops, and a pinch of natron, which is salty from a dry, crystallized lake bed from lake bed. Rare, very rare to find.
Well, in that case, thank you for such an interesting brew. Then like goes and drinks some of it.
Basil tries some.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Interesting.
He drinks it and he's like, oh yeah. Oh, I don't think the
Well,
Queen
maybe the
Square was-
next attempt will be better.
Oh, of course, and it always is about this warlock, this worm spittle, the warlock. Taylor,
Yes.
who's going to tailor our clothes, though. He is the finest in the town. It should stand. This should mean something.
I thought Wormspittle was the herbalist dealer.
Worm spittle.
Yeah. You said Wormspittle the warlock.
What is it?
Oh, you mean Brandybile?
Oh, right. Get confused.
That
many
wasn't
names.
intentional then, I take it. Okay.
Yeah, so we can't have him being a warlock around town. Huh. Well, maybe he will agree not to do such a thing.
How would we get him to do that?
Well, I mean, I think we know things that he doesn't.
We might.
First and foremost, we know for a fact he is actually a warlock.
We do.
Currently, it's just rumor.
So, what do you propose?
Suppose we would have to catch him in the act.
Oh, I don't even think we need to do that.
No? What do you think?
Oh, I think that we can just insinuate that we have the evidence. And one, he'll go running to hide the evidence. But we'll be a step ahead. We'll make sure that there's some evidence that he can't hide. What say you? If we were to plant some evidence that you would happen to be eyewitness to having seen him in a certain place in a certain time, not necessarily with the evidence, but just that your word, you're a respected member of the community, you're on the council.
I am. Yeah. Oh, well,
And of course, you wouldn't have to get your hands dirty.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't want to be mixed up in something like that, would you?
no. Mixed up in anything like that. You know, rumor has it that this Ogsbody's party last night, something was stolen.
Do you think he was responsible for it?
Ogsbody? No, absolutely not.
No, Brandybile.
Could be.
Oh.
You said he's a warlock. He's capable of many things.
This is true. How about this? We investigate, we find something. You will say that you saw Brandybile leaving the party through the side exit. You just happened to be walking by and getting some night air. You didn't think anything of it at the time, but after you heard what happened, you couldn't help but believe that maybe he was responsible.
I'm gonna miss a good tailor, though.
Well, maybe they'll give him on work relief.
We could always suggest that to Taylor, but you keep him under house arrest.
Yeah, the council could vote on it.
We could do that. That'd be a good idea.
And you have a vote on the council.
Well,
We could set this in motion.
what's your price?
Oh, all I ask is for whenever I need it, that you give me 3 of your votes on the council.
That's more than 2.
That's true. 1 more than 2.
My. And we get rid of this warlock.
Indeed.
Maybe you know a tailor.
I might.
We know a Taylor on another continent.
Oh, so Lord Clintok. I didn't catch your associate's name.
Oh, this is Basil.
Is he a warlock hunter too?
He's been known to hunt things before.
Mostly rats.
Well, you could get 2 of my votes. How does that sound? 3 sounds
Sure.
a little bit excessive.
2 is a deal. I'll reach out my hand and shake on it.
He looks confused for a second, and then he shakes your hand.
Gotcha. Well, I think our business is settled here, and we will have a council meeting here in a few days. At this council meeting, all will reveal itself.
So as you say that, he fiddles through the books that he has on that end table, and both of you can roll me a d6.
1.
2. Wow, you're very astute this evening. So as he's fiddling through these books, you see one drop, and Basil would recognize this as the ledger book, as the book that he swiped out of Ogsbody's and gave to
Really?
Wormspittle, lands on the ground, and he kind of looks at it for a second, and then takes another book and kind of drops it on there, and then drops another one, so it's not obvious. And he kind of opens up something. It looks like the 21st of Simswall's the next council. Yes, and then he drops it on the ground.
Wow. Wormspittle didn't waste any time.
All right.
And maybe that's why the name Wormspittle came up.
Well,
A Freudian slip by our Lord.
we'll be on our way then.
Yes, he's about to offer you another drink. He's like, no. You can see him thinking about it. He's like, no, I won't.
Yeah, nobody's going to want this.
Love it.
All right, so you leave there. It is evening time.
All right. Feel like our work here is done for the day. Should go home and
Yes.
rest.
Yes. Is Karn going to do anything?
I mean, he's done what he was going to do, trying to pick up a squire.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's take care of that. The squire's name is Jeremiah,
Okay.
aka the Bullfrog.
He's got to talk to somebody, I think, to get him released.
Hilda Harrimore. Yeah, she absolutely agrees to that. Unfortunately, Jeremiah has got 1 hit point,
Okay.
which was rolled randomly, and then he is your squire. He's got a strength of 13.
Okay. Do you want me to make a character sheet for him?
Yeah, that would probably be.
Okay. Jeremiah has a strength of 13.
Yeah, intelligence 12, wisdom 10, dex 10, con 6, charisma 3.
Oof.
Wow.
Randomly rolled.
Wow.
Love it.
Basically, so you're supposed to like pay them and all that stuff, but he is working for you for like the first 30 days as part of his work detail. So you don't have to pay him. I mean, obviously you got to feed him and stuff like that.
I'm going to feed him. I actually want to outfit him. I'll even try to find him armor.
Okay.
But I'm also going to stress to him that this is to protect you in case you get caught up in something that we're not wanting you to get caught up in. Your job is to carry all my goods, to help me keep my armor clean, to hand me my weapons if I need them, to carry torches, and stay out of the fight. I never want you in the fight, but I want you protected if the fight comes to you somehow.
Okay. So yeah, he would be a first level squire, aka a paladin.
Well, he couldn't be a paladin with a charisma of 3, could he?
That's, let's see, minimum of 9. That is true. I really don't care. We'll just waive that because that's, he's your squire. Okay. So maybe one day he'll get there. Who knows?
I don't know if there's armor to be found anywhere in this.
Yes,
town.
there is an armor in Prigwort.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, you can definitely get it.
What kind of armor can I find there?
You can find all kinds. Yeah.
I'll put him in chainmail with a shield. No bow, no arrows. Well, paladins don't really, they sort of shoot that idea if I remember right. I think at least by flavor, not by rules, they usually don't use missile weapons. And, but I'll give them like a dagger. Don't you ever get into a fight.
Chainmail will cost you about 40 gold pieces.
Is there a premium on top of the standard prices? If I build him out,
what do you mean?
Like if I buy him a shield and buy him some simple things, can I just use the equipment list? Or
yeah, just use that. Yeah, that's fine.
Just use the equipment list. Yeah, I'll put together. I'm not gonna.
That's fine.
But I'll put together a character sheet and make him a well-armored, poorly armed squire.
Nice.
Carry my stuff.
You guys gonna do anything else for the evening? Okay, so that's probably a good place to stop. Yeah, that was interesting. I'm gonna make I gotta make a little matrix. I gotta make some notes.
Nice.
Keep all these NPCs together.
Yeah.
Clintock's grand plan.
Oh my god.
So I guess you're gonna go to House Harrimore and then let her know what's going on.
Yep.
Are you gonna actually tell her what the plan is? Are you gonna?
Oh yeah. She's gonna get a head notice.
Okay, it's gonna be interesting.
Oh yeah, very interesting.
It always is.
This is a fun time.
Good.
See how it plays out next time.
Yes. We'll probably do a little Felix and Zofan and then see how things go there, and then we'll move on to the next day.
Yeah, I mean, we've got like 6 days before the council meeting, so there's time for hijinks in between.
Yeah,
that's true.
Find some retainers.
True. All right,
guys. Appreciate it.
Have a night. Bye.
Night, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for running, Pete.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.